Module 12. The Language Domain. The language domain in children refers to the development and acquisition of language skills, including the ability to understand and use spoken and written language. Oral language development birth to 1 year. From birth to 1 year, infants go through several milestones in their oral language development, including exploring and manipulating sounds through play and experimentation, crying to communicate their needs and feelings, babbling when they are alone or with others, recognizing familiar names and responding to them, uttering their first words, producing some basic word combinations, listening to and attending to conversations around them, expressing joy and amusement through laughter. Oral language development year 1 to 2. Between the ages of 1 and 2, toddlers make significant progress in their oral language development as follows. They increase the number of words they use in their utterances, although not all of them may be understandable to adults. Their ability to understand language, receptive language, surpasses their ability to express themselves verbally, expressive language. They begin to use telegraphic speech, which is the use of only essential words in a grammatically correct order. They can pronounce about 80% of English phonemes. They acquire a vocabulary of about 9 to 20 words. They start to shake their head to indicate no. They begin to use the word me to refer to themselves. Oral language development year 2 to 3. Between the ages of 2 and 3, children experience a significant leap in their oral language development. Some of the key changes that occur during this period include a dramatic burst in language and speech development, with children acquiring an average vocabulary of 200-1000 words. Growth in their receptive vocabulary, with children understanding up to 2,000 to 3,000 words. The development of phonological awareness, which involves recognizing and manipulating the sounds of language. An enjoyment of rhyme, repetition, and playful/silly use of language. The transition from telegraphic speech to using 3 to 4 word sentences. The use of adjectives and adverbs to describe objects and actions. An attempt to label everything they encounter with a name. Oral language development years 3 to 5. Between the ages of 3 and 5, children experience further significant progress in their oral language development, including a dramatic expansion of their vocabulary, from around 1,000 words to much higher numbers. Growth in their understanding of syntactic structures, which are the rules governing the arrangement of words into sentences. The acquisition of all the basic elements of adult language by the age of 4, including the ability to form complex sentences and use language in social contexts. The development of private speech, which is the use of language to regulate one's own behavior and thoughts. Continued development of phonological awareness, which involves understanding the sounds and sound patterns of language. Red flags in speech and language development. Here are some warning signs that could indicate a delay in a child's speech and language development. Lack of response to no or changes in tone of voice between 0 to 3 months of age. Inability to answer simple who, what, and where questions or to be understood by people outside the family between the ages of 1 and 2 years. Difficulty understanding differences in meaning or combining 2 or 3 words into phrases between 2 to 3 years of age. Onset and rhyme. Understanding onset and rhyme is an important aspect of phonological awareness, which is the ability to identify and manipulate the sounds of language. Here are some key points to remember. The onset is the first phonological unit in a word, typically a consonant or consonant blend, example, C in cat. The rhyme is the string of letters that follow the onset, usually a vowel and any final consonants, example, ad in cat. Not all words have onsets, but teaching children about onset and rhyme can help them recognize common chunks within words, just like teaching them about rhyme. Alliteration and word wall. They are strategies to help children develop their language and literacy skills. Alliteration. Encourage children to listen to and create tongue twisters that feature words beginning with the same sound or letter, example, Susie sells seashells. You can also make up silly poems using a particular letter or read alliteration books. Word wall. Create a word wall by selecting and displaying 5 to 10 high-frequency words per week. This will help children build their vocabulary and improve their reading and writing skills. Expository text. An expository text refers to non-fiction writing that is intended to provide information, analyze, explain, or give additional details about a topic. For instance, an information book about squirrels is an example of expository text. Receptive versus expressive vocabulary. Receptive and expressive vocabulary are two different aspects of language development. Receptive vocabulary refers to the words that a child can understand when they hear or read them. Expressive vocabulary, on the other hand, refers to the words that a child can use correctly to communicate their thoughts and ideas to others. Purposes of language. Language serves various purposes, including instrumental, using language to meet one's needs or wants; regulatory, using language to control others or influence their behavior; interactive, using language to engage in social interactions with others; personal, using language to express one's thoughts, feelings, and opinions; imaginative, using language to create and explore imaginary worlds; heuristic, using language to seek information or explore the environment; informative, using language to communicate information to others. Experiences affect language development. Language development is influenced by a variety of experiences, including engaging in meaningful conversations with adults and peers that require using speech to express ideas and needs; developing effective listening skills to better understand spoken language; being exposed to interesting books with rich vocabulary and engaging stories; participating in alliteration, rhyming, and segmenting activities that promote play with words; hearing good models using correct syntax and full sentences; being introduced to more sophisticated vocabulary words; expanding their use of language by producing longer, more complex utterances; observing reading and writing modeling that encourages the development of literacy skills. Print-rich environment. A print-rich environment is an educational setting where children are exposed to a wide variety of written language and literacy materials, including books, posters, labels, signs, and other print media. The goal of a print-rich environment is to foster a love of reading and writing in children and to promote their language development and literacy skills. Ways to create a print-rich environment. Here are some suggestions for establishing a print-rich environment. Ensure that print materials are easily accessible to children at their eye level. Make sure that writing materials are available in all centers within the learning space. Display children's artwork and written work throughout the room. Demonstrate writing skills daily, using predictable charts or morning messages, for instance. Showcase book covers rather than just book spines to pique children's curiosity. Utilize word walls. Display environmental print.